Hey guys, I'm back in the field, and yeah, we have much better conditions tonight. We have -4 degrees. The skies are already darker compared to the last time, and they are only getting darker hour by hour. And yeah, I'm back outside here with my light bucket, the Sigma 300mm f2.8. And today, I think you have already gotten the info from the thumbnail and from the title. I'm going to do a nice test in a quite popular video format, which is capturing one target, in my case of course the Andromeda Galaxy, for multiple hours, and then comparing different stacks like 5 minutes, 1 hour, and then the full integration to each other. And I'm framing up M31 Andromeda and starting to get the first exposures. Alright, so let's polar align the mount first. One nice little trick to get easier polar alignment with your Skywatcher Star Adventurer is to get some glow-in-the-dark tape and mount it inside the front hole where the polar scope is looking through. And when you're illuminating it with your flashlight or with your headlamp, this will illuminate the polar scope, because the normal version 1 Star Adventurer has no polar scope illumination, and therefore it's quite hard to see the scope itself. And with this you can see stars and the polar scope. I honestly think this is almost perfect. I actually nailed it. You know what, I think I will just keep it there and test it. Okay, so let's turn on the camera. Good. And so yeah, let's turn on the tracker. I'm getting my remote control here. And the first thing I want to do is get the lens roughly in focus. Okay, I think this is good enough focus for now. And now let's try to frame up the Andromeda Galaxy. And the good thing is, it's already at zenith, so I think it will be quite easy to frame, and also the data will be very good. I mean, oh yeah, the skies in the zenith are really good. Yeah, okay, this won't work. I just tried to frame the Andromeda Galaxy on this side of the meridian, so that I don't have to do a manual meridian flip in, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, but I think it's way too early, at least 1 or 2 hours, so I have to turn the camera around here and capture it from this side of the meridian. I really have to tell you guys, I kind of missed this manual alignment process. Oh, there she is. There she is. That's the cool thing about a good live view. I mean, the Nikon Z7 doesn't have the best live view, but at f2.8 and in the video mode, when you have the slowest shutter speed and the highest ISO, you can get pretty good live view feed. And let me quickly reposition the camera for you guys so that you can see the first test exposure. Okay, so let's see. So right here in the center is the Andromeda Galaxy. Let's zoom in. Yeah, you can see it. This is the bright blob in the middle there. It's the center of the galaxy. And to do a test exposure, I'm just going to do 15 seconds, f2.8 and ISO 6400. I'm not checking for focus or anything. I'm just taking a exposure now and see how it looks. And let's see how that looks. There it is. Yeah, the Andromeda Galaxy. And I think the framing is perfect. Right in the center, and man, look at these details. Wow. I hope you can see it a little bit. Yeah, I can see it. That is not too bad, I have to say. Wow. Okay, yeah, so I'm sticking at f2.8. The framing is perfect. Let me just check if the focus is correct. Yeah, focus looks decent. I will just do a few more exposures and see if I can tweak the focus. And then, yeah, I'm getting the first exposures. Okay, I just refocused the lens a little bit and managed to actually get sharper stars. And yeah, this is the first 1 minute exposure. Let's just zoom into the center. And wow. I hope you can see it a little bit on screen. Let me just double check on the video. Yeah, I can see a little bit of details. Yeah, later on you will see a lot more when I show you the full images on screen. Oh man, this is so good. Okay, so let me just start the sequence, and there we go. I will perform a dither every 20-25 minutes or so, just to get some cleaner image data. And yeah, I mean, let's see, what's the time now? We have, well, let me just see the time, please. Okay, we have 8 p.m. now. So I think I will let this run until at least midnight, maybe 1 or 2 a.m. I really want to have a nice comparison. And yeah, guys, I think you can already guess what I'm going to do now. It's tea time. The best thing you can do to yourself when you're out in the cold. Have some nice hot tea. Hey guys, so it's time for the meridian flip. So let me just turn the camera back to video mode and do the meridian flip, and then reframe the Andromeda Galaxy in the center. And yeah, the good thing is it should be right here, more or less. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, we got the Andromeda Galaxy back in the center. And yeah, what I'm going to do now is to check for focus just for a second, because I have a feeling that the lens lost the focus because of the temperature change. Let me zoom in here. Can I zoom in further? Yeah. Okay, just put the focus back to where it was. And let me just take a quick exposure to validate that the focus is still good. And then I'll just continue. So far we have a little over 1 hour of exposure time, and yeah, I'm just keep rolling the camera until I'm finished with tonight. Yeah, this is good focus. This is perfect. Yes, exactly how I want it. Oh man, I really have to say the details are insane. Like, I'm not kidding. Details are really, really crisp. Just going to set the camera back to capture settings. Fix this here. And start. Okay, nice. Yeah. I love it. Guys, it is 1 a.m. It is bitterly cold. We have about -7, -8 degrees, depending on which weather side I'm looking at, and yeah, it feels like that. I mean, I have the right clothings on me, but yeah, you can feel it. It's crazy, and there is a lot of humidity in the air. So everything here is covered in like frost and ice, and I'm so happy that I have my lens warmer here on the lens hood here, because otherwise I think I couldn't do much astro, or at least I couldn't do any images or capturing objects that are close to zenith. But yeah, the camera is still rolling. I think I have about 5 hours of exposure now. Probably 4.5 or 4 of them are useful because we had a little bit of wind here and there, so some shots are a bit blurry. But yeah, otherwise I think it's been very successful, and yeah, I honestly can't wait to get home in my warm bed. I mean, killed some time in my sleeping bag, and it's so warm in there, so it was quite a challenge to get up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to get home and snuggle in my warm bed. But yeah, I love these nights. They're so enjoyable, although they're very cold. So guys, I just finished the last exposure for tonight on the Andromeda Galaxy, because it is slowly drifting into some trees and also more and more into light pollution, and therefore it's more or less useless to capture more data on it. But I'm more than happy with the result that I'm seeing, at least here on screen, with the 60-second exposures. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to process the images the way I told you. And yeah, I would say now is the time in the video where I show you all the differences between the different stacks. We have a few days later, and I had enough time to stack and process the images. And yeah, I would say we're just starting here in Astropixel Processor, where I want to show you the raw stacks that came out of the stacking program. And yeah, this is a 60-second single exposure, fully calibrated with flats, bias and darks. And yeah, this is the normal stretch preview with 15% here. And when we just zoom in, you can see noise. Yeah, but that's expected at 60 seconds. But yeah, nonetheless, you can still see, the entire galaxy and make out some of the finer details in the dust lanes here. And yeah, the thing is, when I see such an exposure calibrated, I know that a few hours of this will create a really nice image. So let's go up to 15 minutes. That's the next stack that I chose. And yeah, you can see a clear difference. Let me just open up the 60-second exposure again. A lot more details, a lot more. You just pop. The data in there is almost already so much better. And when we zoom in, there is, of course, noise, but you can clearly start to see even the fainter regions out here in the Andromeda Galaxy. And I don't know if you can see it with YouTube compression, but I can also start to see the first like super faint outer shells or regions of the Andromeda Galaxy. Because the funny thing is, when you really go deep on the Andromeda Galaxy, you will notice that the really bright part is like this big, but the full halo of the Andromeda Galaxy extends out quite a lot. Like you can see everywhere where I'm circling around with my mouse is a really faint halo, and you can really start to see this on the other integrations. So let's move up to the 60-minute exposure, so 1 hour. More contrast, more data, and here I can now really start to see the first faint outer regions, even down here. I really hope that you can see it with YouTube compression, but later when I show you the processed images, it's a lot clearer, I think. But yeah, when I zoom into the Andromeda Galaxy itself, I notice that there is not much noise. So the brightest parts here in the galaxy itself, they're almost noise-free after 1 hour, which is really impressive. And we only start to see some noise when we go out to the background sky and also to the fainter regions here. But the thing is, that's something I noticed when I processed the images, is that, and also like from experience with other data sets, the noise in the background sky just here, it won't change much. Of course, it will smooth out a little bit, but there will always be noise because there is pretty much nothing. And therefore, you will always have some level of noise in there. And even with the 4-hour exposure, or stack that I will load now, it is, visible. You can see noise in the background. But let's focus on the important part, the Andromeda Galaxy. And now, I think I can really start to see some action here. I can start to see the full halo appearing here just in the stack itself, and yeah, that's really impressive, I have to say. It's already at a point at 4 hours that the brightest parts of the Andromeda Galaxy, they're almost, yeah, overexposed or like blown out from the stretch itself, because the stretch parameters here are calculated on the entire image. So yeah, when I have a bright object in the middle but lots of dark background, it will just blow out the center here. But yeah, these were the stacked images, and now I can show you the processed images, and for that I am going to just show them here in Photoshop. And I really tried my best to process all the images the same and yeah, as equal as possible, but of course there will always be slight differences. But yeah, I think the comparison is quite okay. And yeah, I was quite surprised how much I was able to get out of a single exposure. You can always see up here with the name 1 minute, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, 60 minutes, and 240 minutes. And yeah, a 1 minute exposure is quite decent, I have to say. Of course, when I zoom in, it is quite blotchy. I tried my best to do noise reduction, but also preserving details, which is a little bit hard at this noise level. And there's just nothing that I can really do to bring out more details. Of course, the center here, the brightest parts of the galaxy, they are visible, they are contrasty, but yeah, it's just blotchy mess, I would say. So let's move to the 15-minute exposure. And already here, when I just flick between the two images, you can see a clear difference. Of course, there's more depth, so when I just look at the stars in the background, here they're quite dim, and here they're really starting to pop out more. And also the colors inside the Andromeda Galaxy, they are more defined. And as I mentioned, I really tried to do the same processing on each image, but I really couldn't replicate the colors of this integration on the 1 minute exposure image. So yeah, brightness, contrast, and color saturation is just, of course, better. But yeah, it's only a 15-minute difference. Or let's say 14 minutes, because I added 14 minutes. Yeah, when I zoom in, there are a lot more details that I could process out, and yeah, a lot more separation. But it's still a little bit blotchy, a little bit messy, I would call it. And yeah, on the background side, of course, I could remove the noise. With modern tools, it is quite easy to smooth out without killing too much details. But when I just look here at some background galaxies, if I can find it, somewhere here there should be a background galaxy. Okay, I'm actually blind. Maybe it is not even showing up in a 50-minute exposure. Well, maybe I can find it in the 1 hour exposure, so let's move to that, and yeah, there we have it. Let me compare this. And yeah, the only difference here I could really notice is that the fainter regions outside of the Andromeda Galaxy, they're just shining through a little bit more. I really did a conservative process on this image. I really didn't go like full ham and stretch the hell out of the image, because I think that's kind of unnatural or just overcooked, and I like this style a lot more. And yeah, with more integration time, the depth of the image and the background itself, or with the fainter regions, they just start to come out by itself. So yeah, when we compare 15 and 60 minutes, yeah, color wise there's not that big of a difference. I really can't say that much. Of course, the processing is a little bit different. This one maybe ended up a little bit more soft. Maybe I did more contrast. But yeah, this is the 60-minute exposure, and now the 4-hour exposure. I really should have, framed them equally. But yeah, this is also a good difference here. You can really start to see in the background that, there is, even more depth, and also the fainter regions out here, they're really just popping out when I compare it to a 1 hour integration time. And yeah, just keep in mind, this is just a normal camera with a normal lens. no deep sky rig, with a cooled monochrome camera, with luminance data and all that stuff, which is, yeah, a lot better or it's not better, it's easier to pull out a lot of the background dust with luminance data from a monochrome camera, and also with even better skies. And okay guys, so now you have seen the Andromeda Galaxy captured and processed from the early stage of 1 minute of exposure time up to 4 hours integration. And yeah, the differences were quite clear. And now I want to show you some even bigger differences. And these big differences really show up when you are investing a lot more time with better equipment. And yeah, I did that before I captured this image. It's actually like 1 year ago when I captured my like magnum opus of the Andromeda Galaxy, which is this image right here. It is a 4-panel mosaic, so yeah, 4 panels around the center of the Milky Way core, the Andromeda Galaxy. And yeah, with LRGB filters, with a fast telescope, with yeah, more filters, so H-alpha and also O3. And yeah, the differences are quite clear, I would say, in terms of color and also just background details. I mean, the entire frame here is just filled with details and stuff that you can look for that are invisible in here. I mean, you can see some parts of the fainter outer regions of the Andromeda Galaxy, but here it's really pronounced. You can really see the full halo going around the galaxy. And yeah, even more crazy, the yeah, I wouldn't say recently, but this object here in O3 was discovered a few years ago, and even yeah, it was solved, I would say, what this is, and I will just show you this in a second. Yeah, you can have a look at this image here over on my Astrobin. I will put the link down in the description, where I have the full image. So in the full version, you can see it's cropped to match the field of view of the new captured data. But the full field of view is actually much taller, and yeah, with a little bit more background details. And here you can also see the different specs, so how much integration was spent on which filter. And yeah, the total integration time on this image was 273 hours. Of course, if you would focus this exposure time just on one panel focused around the Andromeda Galaxy, you would get even more details, even more faint background separation, especially in the H-alpha and O3 details. And that's the thing that I want to show you now. That was captured recently here by some very talented people. And yeah, the total exposure time for this image was 555 hours. Quite a funny number. And yeah, you can read all the background details in here, and they even discovered the origin of this structure and what it really is. And also that, yeah, the H-alpha features in here are linked to the O3 structure, which is really fascinating, and yeah, was really unheard of just a few years ago, that something that, yeah, colorful, vibrant, and also likely visually to us like big in front of the Andromeda Galaxy. And yeah, I will have both links to this and my image in the video description. And yeah, I really hope that this was helpful and a nice insight how the image just evolves with more exposure time and with the right processing. And yeah, so this is the end of the video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching it, and I wish you good luck on your next adventure, and kiss guys.